All right, we're live. That's it.
We're live. All right, everybody, we are back again. This time, BD is here. Matt should be popping in a second. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. If you're your first time here, hit the like button if you like it. Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you dislike it. The draft is finally fully over. We got our last two picks, and we got a lot of the trenches. This is a trench draft. Versatility and the trenches. It's basically the name of the draft this year, man. It's I feel like obviously. No, was there? Did they draft any skill players besides running backs? Right?
Besides backs, yeah, no.
Yeah. So I'm saying like we watched all these wide receivers, did all these wide receivers, all these other things, and they just ended up drafting linemen and defensive tackles and two running backs. So that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Um, I'm not very familiar with Brittany Brown.
I think the running backs, the running backs getting another one in the seventh round.
That was interesting. I was like,
oh. Yeah, a seventh round back has a strange athletic profile, being 6'1", 208. That's not really the size of a back. It's slimmer than a 6'1" back tends to be. Right, a 6'1" back's like 220, 230. So he's less than 210 at 6'1", and then he runs a very slow 40. So, usually an undersized, slimmer back is like a home run threat. So, strange athletic profile for that guy. Who knows? Maybe it's just special teams. That's the only reason that he got brought in.
It could be. I mean, if he's that type of special teams player, right? Because I was a little shocked by that one. Because even if you let's see some of his stats here. Does he catch the football? Well, I mean, here it is. Here's your answer. I just found it. So it looks like, well, no, never mind. He only has 6 catches, so he doesn't catch the football either.
Yeah, who knows?
Catch the football. What about rushing? Did he rush a lot? No. He averaged 6.6 yards per carry, though. I don't know. I have to watch this tape, dude. I don't know. He had 10 missed tackles against Stanford his last game, but he only played 6 games too. Yeah, man. I don't know.
It's very strange. That's a weird one.
Very strange.
But no one's.
I think that's 7th round though.
He's not on anyone's board. Okay, no one could have predicted that. All right. I mean, wow. That's Okay, so let's how about we run through it?
Here. Okay.
Starting from the beginning, going to the end. We can speak briefly on all these guys. I think this being like the full draft recap show.
Basically, yeah. It's finally
right. So I'm guessing you have cut on the tape for Dylan Parham at this point?
I have not.
Haven't watched it yet. Okay. Anything else that you want to talk about with Dylan Parham? I mean, I saw Jeff Schwartz doing a little film breakdown talking about Dylan Parham. Thought it was interesting, kind of some of the things that he was saying about his ability to play center and how he was really dead set. Like Mitchell Schwartz was like, or was it Jeff Schwartz or Mitchell Schwartz? Yeah. One of those guys. He was like, he's a center, So I thought that was interesting because that's what you were saying yesterday too. So we'll see if that's Andre James' spot or not. But anything else besides like the position fit? Talk about Dylan Parham.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play center because even Charles Davis, he was after they drafted Munford, he talked about how Parham's gonna replace Andre James. So that's kind of like that's the thought process. Parham's playing center, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, can he play other positions if like players get hurt? That's what might happen too. Let's say why you want somebody versatile like Parham, right? Let's say one of the guards gets hurt, right? Then you could plug James in and you can just move Parham over.
If that's the best 5, right.
Or, whatever you want to do. So, I mean, you could do things like that with Parham. I haven't watch the tape, but I mean, all the offensive linemen that I see or that I follow on Twitter, they love it. So I'll take what they say. Jason Kelsey said he thinks he's a center too, and Jason Kelsey played center. So that tells you
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I think now it's rare to see guards who are under 6'2" or under 6'3", like a 6'2" and change guard. I think that's outside the norm at this
Yeah.
point. Guards are like 6'3", 6'4". Some of the best guards are 6'6". So I think just his frame at this point, you kind of get pigeonholed to being a center at 6'2" and change. So
exactly, 100%.
Okay, so. Obviously, you guys did a full breakdown recap on the last episode that aired an hour ago, 2 hours ago, right?
Basically, yeah.
So Marcus, you're a busy man, but anything else that you want to talk to the listeners now who might just be tuning in for the first time about Zamir White?
Zamir White, he is a bruiser, right? He's not gonna be the type of player that's gonna make you miss, but just like we showed in the breakdown, he has pretty good vision. He does a good job of like setting up his blocks. He's a good pure runner. He's just not a great pure runner. He's not gonna make people miss in the open field, and he likes to punish people. I think that's one thing we noticed too, is that he loves to punish. So I mean, he's gonna put his pass down. He's gonna try to run people over. So he's a bruiser. He's the type of guy talk about in the cold, or it's late in December, that you can ride and you could, wear down on somebody. Basically, he's that type of back, that wear down guy, where he gets better as the game goes along because you don't want to tackle him anymore. So I mean, that's what we saw. But there's a lot of things that limit him, like making people miss or showing a lot of his jump cut was a little, wasn't the greatest jump cut in the world. So, but as a bruiser, kind of brings some punishment type of back. When you really run on the football, I think that it could work there. But I'm not expecting greatness in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like the way that I like the way that I see him run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Here we're at Matt in right now. Definitely north south guy, right?
Yeah.
Zamir White. What you see is what you get.
He showed a little bit more than north south, I guess, a little bit more than that. But I mean, mostly it's gonna be north and south. So, but he showed a little bit more than that than I thought.
Okay, cool. Matt, anything else that you want to add on Zamir White? We're just recapping all the first couple picks here.
Not much. I mean, Marcus and I were looking at him earlier. That was like the first time I really took a dive into it. But I mean, 2 running backs in the draft. I guess you guys did call it there, Marcus.
I didn't know it was gonna be Britton Brown though. I didn't even watch them. Man.
I mean, 7th round.
Very strange.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. 7th round. Take the flyer.
He's gonna be playing the left wing on punt. That's his job. Okay. Yeah. If anything, if he makes the team.
The left wing punt guy. Okay. All right, that makes sense. So White, which I think White shocked a lot of fans, but and how I feel about that. I probably thought they should have took Spiller instead, but they like White. That's what they wanted to do, and he fits their profile, the 5'11", 215 back. So that's what they like.
Yeah,
because even Britton Brown's a little close, man. He's 6'2", 208. He's close. He put 7 pounds on.
Yeah,
215, bro.
He's there, right?
So he might have lost weight at the combine. We don't know. He might be 215 the whole time at UCLA or something. So, but that was it.
I love seeing the guys who lose weight for the combine in hopes that they're going to run fast and they still have a slow time. That hurts. Yeah. That hurts. All right, let's move on to Neil Farrell. Okay, did you guys talk about him on the last show?
Yes, we did. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, cool. I just jumped into his tape as soon as we found out there. So, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm shocked that he's available in round 4. I'm not sure what the issues could be. Maybe it's a medical. The reason why he might have dropped there, because this is low key a dominant player. I mean, I'm gonna do for the premium subscribers. I'm just gonna go through the entire Alabama game. You're gonna be hard pressed to find bad reps in that game. He was just an absolute wrecking ball against Alabama. So I was like, okay, that was the first one I watched. Then I watched UCLA and I watched Ole Miss, and same exact stuff. So I'm super excited about Neil Farrell. Just his core strength, the way he twists and just throws people like other 300 plus pound guys. He's just throwing them, tossing them to the side. Incredible core strength. I think his pad level is something that he can work on. That's like super fixable. If like pad level is like the only thing that you could say really bad about a player, come on. I think we're in a good place.
Yeah. I like Farrell because mostly the UCLA game. I thought he dominated too. I thought he was just kind of unblockable, especially against the run, man. That's what I'm saying. He has upside with pass rush, right? That you like from a nose tackle. But I mean, against the run, man, he's day one. It's like day one. I think he's gonna be a good run defender. And that's so. I mean, there might be a battle for him and Hankins to play. I think that might actually happen. Because seriously, I think day one.
He's a young Hankins. Yeah. He's a young Jonathan.
Yeah, that was Matt's comp actually.
That was my comp like a while back. Yeah. I mean, he's a force. Like I said, I think he like I kind of said yesterday, he can do it both against the run. He has to get off to one gap and penetrate, and then he has the strength to hold up on as a two gapper too, which is gonna like. I mean, everything that you guys said, upside is pass rush. I think the biggest reason BD why he's slid is we were talking about this before. He's going to be a 24-year-old rookie. He didn't test well.
He's 24. Oh, that's right. That's
he'll be 24 in September 9th. So he didn't test well.
Yeah, he
did. Two tough combos. So I think it's like that's the biggest thing is how high is its ceiling? Is it
right?
What you see is what you get. You don't know how much more you're going to get past him, especially on a second contract.
I say that when a guy has great technique, right? But there's definitely a lot to improve here. So he can still keep on getting better as a football player, even if maybe the athleticism isn't going to improve or maybe not be to the. But at that point, we're talking about the interior. We're talking about strength more than someone who's like shifty and everything. Because the other guy, Matthew Butler, is definitely more athletic. Yeah, but not nearly as effective, So that's the difference there. One thing I will say that I thought was interesting, going from watching Neil Farrell and then watching Matthew Butler, so many of their plays, they're getting penetration, they're just shooting the gaps, and they're bubbling the runner and stuff like that. That's really the only thing that Matthew Butler does good. Neil Farrell does that and quite a few other things really good as well. But seeing that consistently in all of these tapes that I'm watching, it's going to be interesting to see if maybe that's the type of defensive line strategy like against the run that Patrick Graham employs this year, because that's not what he's been his entire career as an NFL defensive coordinator. So I'm interested to see maybe this signals some kind of sea change there.
Yeah, I do feel like it is kind of interesting. I feel like a lot of their free agency though was like the other way around. Like a lot of guys that were like a little bit sturdier, not like a guy like Andrew Billings. I feel like even Vernon Butler's like that a little bit too. Hankins, as we know too. So
right,
interesting. So two different tide shifts a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't like the free agents that the Raiders signed on the defensive line. So I'm I'm relieved that Neil Farrell is added to the group for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I talked about Matthew Butler a little bit. I know that you guys reacted to it before. Yeah. So I mean, he's got some work to do. Definitely like all over the place. To me, he looks like I need to do some research. He looks like a guy who played end all of high school, and then in the beginning of college, and then all of a sudden, he's 290 pounds, and they're like, okay, you have to play on the interior now. That's because he looks a lot more comfortable when he's like stunting around the edge and just kind of like working on the outside of a rush. He looks a lot more comfortable than on the inside. So maybe it's all uphill from here for him. Definitely, regardless, technique is everywhere. It's just like pad level is up and down. Just the things that he's doing, he's just reacting very late out there. So the one thing I will say is he's a 3 technique. and he's going to be a gap penetrator. What's up, Matt?
I was just gonna say I pulled up his 24/7 profile from his recruiting. He was 6'4", 280 at defensive tackle in high school, so he's been only put on about 15, 20 pounds. Yeah, so on the inside. Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, yeah. So, but the other thing I will say about him is he offers a little bit of versatility, as far as he could play perhaps 5 technique, odd front type of defensive lineman, and then also play 3 technique as well, maybe in pass rush situations. So I think that he offers some flexibility there, which is probably one reason why he was on Patrick Graham's board.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the same thing. Like as soon as you said the 5 tech, like that was, I feel like that's like about as wide as you can play him. Which like you said, in an odd front, if you're gonna run a little more 3-4, pretty good guy to have. The guy that can play over the tackle or over the guard is a bonus. And with his get off and athleticism, he has the bend to do it too. He can rush a little bit from a 5 technique. Wouldn't go much wider than that, but he's definitely not stiff out there.
Yeah, he's not stiff and great. Both of these guys, Neil Farrell and this guy we're talking about right here, I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden.
Matthew Butler.
Matthew Butler. Okay, like consistently across their tapes, if you pause the frame right as the quarterback is getting the snap, they're the first ones out of their stance. They're always beating their teammates off the ball. They have great get off, so that must be a huge emphasis for these guys. Mm-hmm. Being able to see that. But yeah, other than having some plays where he just bubbles the running back and makes a tackle for a loss, I'm not seeing like too much where it's like, okay, this can work right now. He doesn't have to get better. This is what he can lean his hat on in the NFL. I'm not seeing a clear path to that, as clear as I was for Neil Farrell.
Yeah, for sure. All right, before we get to the 7th round, guys, and see if we got any questions in here. What's this one? Do we try and trade Kenyon Drake for Kadarius Toney? I mean, if we go for Kenyon or John Ross, we have 7 backs, so they're gonna sign Britton to practice squad. Yeah, they have a lot of running backs, they do. But one thing that's missing from this team, they're not at 90 players yet. They're still not at 90 players. They got to fill out this roster still. I don't know, because they were at like 69 before the draft. So what did they add, like 5 players? They still got 16 players to add to go into training camp. So I maybe I'm wrong on that. I could be. If I am, let me know. But I still don't feel like they're not at 90 yet. They're not at full 90 roster. So there's a lot of things to fill out. And a lot of these guys aren't going to make the team. So, I think that's to be put in perspective too. It's like, yeah, sometimes, because Matthew Butler, I mean, if he comes out and doesn't have a good training camp or something, he's a 5th round pick. He can get cut. It's not, that wouldn't be crazy. But especially the 7th round guys too. You take 7 guys in the 7th round, it's a good chance that they might be cut anyways, because that's like the undrafted free agent range. Most players don't want to be drafted in the 7th round. They want to be able to pick where they go at that point. So,
yeah, I feel like it's like the day 3 guys. Like usually round 4, you're pretty safe for at least year 1, but after that, like 5th round and beyond, like you're on the bubble.
You can get cut. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Carson Strong? He was my favorite QB this year. The Raiders need to get him and have him sit behind the DC. He has the worst knee that I've ever seen. So that knee is just...
Marcus, remember when we were watching him at the Senior Bowl and he took forever? He took like 5 seconds to climb the pocket.
Climb the pocket. It was like in slow motion. Like, oh man, that knee's bad. So that has to be a bad medical, man. Because
I think a lot of these guys that people were talking about, and they're still available, it has to be medical with them.
It has to be, because Carson Strong, even on tape from his junior year to this year, he's a totally different player. So that knee must be just bad. Like,
he hurt it in high school, right? And then he messed it up again at Nevada?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What year did he mess it up in Nevada?
I think it was like I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think because his junior year he wasn't wearing that brace.
Yeah, that was like the weird thing is like I can't remember when he had the injury, but I feel like it wasn't this year, and he's still like I don't know why it's like not getting better. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so something happened because as I'm saying, his junior year he didn't wear a brace, and this year he wore a brace. And we're not talking about like when did he get hurt, and see there you go. because like maybe something's like really really bad.
He got it hurt in like spring ball or something like that, and just
maybe
never got it fixed, or didn't have the time to get healed or something like that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
but that's why he fell. Because
I mean, he's a guy though. Like now that like the draft's over, right? Did he?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he didn't get picked.
He didn't get picked.
He didn't get picked. So I mean, he's a guy. If he wants to come sit, give him a shot for an undrafted free agent. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I broke him down. I did a breakdown for us. I did a breakdown for us. And
yeah,
I wouldn't mind it. But
yeah,
even if you go watch my breakdown,
he doesn't have to leave the state. He doesn't have to leave the state.
And you watch my breakdown, you could see the knee, guys. It's just it looks terrible. But there's some great throws. He does have some great throws, man.
He's a Vallejo kid,
even the knee
too.
affects his mechanics. That's the thing. Yeah. Like he won't step. He won't even step into his throws really. So he tries to like. It's hard. I have to show you. I'm not gonna stand up.
Yeah.
So, but but yeah, it messes up his mechanics too. So it's a lot of everything. But I wouldn't mind. Sure, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
I would prefer EJ Perry, but that's just me. But
I think EJ Perry went undrafted too, Marcus.
Yeah, he did. Of course he did.
A couple other guys. Verone McKinley.
Okay.
I thought that everyone was talking about him. I mean, he was like in Bucky Brooks' top 5, right? Safeties. It must be a medical there, right? Yeah. I mean, I watched one game. The one game, I think that was on Caddies at the time, and he wasn't targeted the entire game. He was just running around in space. So I didn't have a good indication of how good the player was just from that one tape that I watched. I don't know, Matt, if you watch Oregon a little closer and have know about him.
I'm not closely enough. I know I remember at the Senior Bowl he was a late ad, struggled a little bit there, but I think he's a little bit smaller, undersized, and I don't think he's great in man coverage, which kind of struggles as a safety, especially.
Let me ask you this, BD. What do you think of Mario Goodrich not getting drafted?
Yeah.
I think that must be medical, too. It has to be medical because he's not far off of what the caliber of prospect Trayvon Mullen was coming out. He's not far off. I thought maybe third or fourth round corner. I thought he was super competitive, especially down the field. He wasn't getting beat. I mean, we saw guys. I did breakdowns. Kaylan Barnes getting posterized left and right. Marcus Jones getting posterized left and right. You don't see that from Mario Goodrich. So I think it must be a medical for him. I'm surprised he's undrafted.
Yeah, he had a medical that caused him to sit out of all the testing, pro day and combine. And I looked it up when we were at it, and he just got cleared. So you're probably right. It's probably something like that. But I mean, I was saying before, him and Andrew Booth were the two first team All ACC cornerbacks last year. So I mean, another guy, undrafted free agent, worth taking a kick.
The Eagles got him. The Eagles swooped. He probably got swooped up super quick.
Goodrich, Eagles got him?
Yeah, Eagles got him.
Yeah. I mean, everyone brought him in for that top 30. Why? Because they want to see what the medicals were all about. That's why they brought him in.
Former edge Zach Van Volkenberg. And then we got a tackle, Bam Olaseni, signing with the Raiders.
How many tackles are they going to take here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They got to fill out this roster. They really don't have enough players. You know what I mean? They got to fill out the roster. That's what I think. So that's why I think they're going to still do some signings. I mean, there's a chance. I know people want Tyrann Mathieu because we hate Jonathan Abram. We want to get rid of him and kick him out. I know, but it's true. That's why people are mad at being drafted safety. People want it. They want Abram gone. So there's a movement for that. So I know Abram's an interesting guy because. Because BD talked about this earlier. You talked about the intangibles for safeties and stuff like that, the importance of that, and that's really how Abram is sticking around for anything, and why he's still starting is because he's such a leader, and Patrick Graham can get in there, he could just gravitate and just feel that charisma, and you're like, you know what, I could do something, I could turn this into bro, and then you start thinking what the things you could maybe do with them, and he's such a damn leader.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's an element of juice that he brought to the defense. Him and Perryman, they were like the Bash brothers on the back end. Okay, they were stirring the pot there. So
they're getting Chase Garber. Sorry, they got Chase Garbers. They just fooled all of us.
Cal quarterback. Did you watch him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Chase Garbers play, but I did not watch Chase Garbers. No, I didn't.
I watched him play a good amount of Cali. Yeah. I don't get it.
Undrafted free agent, though, come for a trial.
I mean,
We're good. Yeah. Go ahead, Chase. Man, they're
50%.
Man, Tuck is on it, man. He's on it.
Let's do it, Tuck. I like it. Tuck.
Former
We're gonna
Missouri
give him some
Western,
play here.
Sam Webb. Okay. Who do we get? JoJo? Who's
JoJo Dorman, Nebraska.
Oh, they signed him too?
No, is that who you're talking about?
Must be. Oh, I don't know. So let me see. Interesting. But yeah, let's get back to the Raiders draft picks here. Those last two we got to talk about. Munford, Thayer Munford was drafted, which I've heard of him, and I thought he was a better player. But I think I heard of him as a tackle before. There was like a lot of buzz about him being a tackle coming into this year, but he played guard, and they didn't.
Yeah. Well, he had a really good year. No, that's the thing that I didn't get is he had a really good year his last year at tackle. Like he only gave up like 3 pressures, and not one of them, and all of them were hurries at left tackle. Like graded out well for PFF. Like I don't know, and then they slid him inside and put Petit Ferry over there at left this past year. So,
but wasn't. But they played together the year before. Like wasn't on the right.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, let me see. Was Ferry playing right? Maybe.
Yeah. And then Munford
I don't know.
Left. Maybe somebody got hurt. I don't know. You know. How that
it was something weird. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think he doesn't have great feet. Was the problem? I don't know a whole lot about him. But
well, I mean, go look at his athletic profile.
Go look at. Let's see.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, he's basically Orlando Brown.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he ran like a 5.39. He has a 22-inch vertical leap.
Nice.
That's like worse than Orlando Brown. That's worse than Orlando Brown.
That's like the average man's. If I saw an average dude, hey, jump, man, do a vertical leap. He's going to jump 22 inches.
How many did he get on the bench press?
Huh?
Oh, he asked to be moved to guard?
Oh, wow.
Damn, that's pretty bad when you know your feet are that bad.
I
only gave up 3 pressures, but I got fucking lucky.
I like that, bro. Like that's self-awareness. I like that. You know what? Yeah, this isn't gonna work forever, so let me move inside. But he was worse inside though. So
yeah, maybe you should have stayed.
Well, I mean, he's learning a new position.
Yeah,
he's learning a new position. He probably knew that in the NFL he probably wasn't gonna play tackle. He's too slow. Not very athletic. Doesn't have that athletic. Oh, he said it on his presser. Okay, so he's doing his presser right now. But that's interesting. So I mean, versatility again is the word of the draft. I feel like versatility. Yeah. What can you do for us at the offensive line position? So he could play guard. He could play tackle. I feel like they might try him at tackle because I think that would be the smarter thing to do, in my opinion. Is like you kind of want to, like, what is he really good at? Right? Is he good at guard? He's better at tackle. Maybe we should try him at tackle. Right?
And that's what you get with the guy in the 7th round, right? You want a guy that, like, if someone else goes down, like that's the range you're looking for right there. If someone else goes down, who can I rely on? And it doesn't have to be like they can be a Swiss Army knife. They don't have to be like a superstar at one spot. If they can play all 4 or whatever, 4 out of 5, then you're good to go in case somebody goes down. You can be that 6th, 7th tackle like David Sharp was a few years ago, the guy from Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he wanted to show coaches his versatility. Interesting. Well, he feels the 7th round Munford. You probably were like a first. You would have like 3rd or something. Man, you're awesome at tackle. That's what. When I saw that name pop up, I was like, I've heard of him before. And I was like, because he was such a good tackle the year before. I even watched him. Because I watched Justin Fields like crazy. Because I was a huge Justin Fields fan who's now scared me from all young quarterbacks. But Munford was damn good. So I want to now. I'm interested. I want to go watch him at guard. But to me, I would try him at tackle just because Orlando Brown. That was his thing. Like how terrible does he have to move inside? How awful is he? But you put him out there at left tackle. He did okay. I mean, that's probably just more his natural position.
Yeah. One thing I want to say is, at 6'5", 330 pounds, right? He's actually very similar in stature, at least, to Denzel Good, who
Mm-hmm.
has a little bit of that versatility, right? And then also the wingspan is over 7 feet, legitimately over 7 foot wingspan, 35-inch arms. You even if it's just tools, you maybe there's an offensive line coach in America who's like, hey, this could be able to work at tackle.
So you're saying Tom Cable would have took him in the second round? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Tom
for
Cable.
sure.
All right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so shouldn't they try him at tackle? I would try him at tackle first.
They're going to cross train him.
Might as well.
They're going to cross train him.
They're cross train him, but it's interesting pick. But it also tells me they're good. When you run a 5.3 and you jump 22 inches off the ground, Matt, that means what? Gap. We're running some gap. We're running some that's one of the main things I learned from this draft is like, oh, we're not running this. So wow, okay.
They are running gap. They are running gap.
We're running. I mean, which is Erhard Perkins. Erhard Perkins is gap. I got that playbook. There's rare outside zone in that playbook, like rare. Most of it's pulling different types of counters, different types of power looks, different pullings, different types of gap runs. It's a gap system naturally. So yeah, makes sense to me. Yep.
And all then right, the last guy is
we really have no idea about, but we could try to figure it out here.
I'll look this up. Hold on.
All right, I had the PFF pulled up too a little bit. I mean, maybe they just watched the Stanford game because he had 29 carries for 219 yards.
He like a Latavius Murray type of guy or something. Well, Latavius Murray had a fast 40 though.
Yeah, but like the only game that he got more than 20 carries, he had 219 yards and he had 10 missed tackles. And he had 10 runs of 8 yards.
Wow. Well, he was listed at 205 at UCLA, so that is his weight.
Matt, are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Look at the yards per contact, 3.9 last year, 3.79 the year before. That's our yards per carry after contact.
Well, you see the gap, right? Look at that. The gap.
Yeah, I didn't even get that far.
46 to 36?
Yep. A nice solid 75% ratio.
Oh, really? Yeah. Gap runs?
Gap runner. Another gap runner.
Another gap runner.
and Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is the king of the zone. And this guy's
running Duke transfer.
Oh, yeah, he's Duke. He's Duke transfer. And at Duke, they ran. They ran zone at Duke.
That's probably why he transferred.
Yeah, maybe. Because he did go from 4 yards per carry to 6.
Yeah, and he had his most attempts as a freshman at Duke.
Wow,
131. Dipped every year after there.
I gotta watch the Stanford game, bro. Because
that's the thing. Chip Kelly doesn't run much gap. I mean, he'll run counters and things like that, but he's predominantly
he's changed at UCLA. Now he's run so much gap at UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's run a different offense than when he ran at Oregon a little bit.
All I know is that there's tons of misdirection in his offense, and it's like so frustrating to watch. Like as a defensive minded guy, I'm just like, this is so cheap. Like, come on, what is this? What is this garbage? So Brenton Brown again. Someone said on here. Sorry, I should shout you out. I saw the comment scroll by that he has a great 10-yard burst.
Yeah,
or where the first 10-yard split. So that falls in line kind of with what you were saying that their thresholds are. It's not about having a fast 40. It's about being more explosive, with that first step, I guess. So do we think that this is a potential guy who's going to carry the rock for the Raiders here?
I don't think so. Right? I don't know. I guess it depends on what he does in training camp, I guess. Because, was he not a combine invite? Is that why I can't find him?
No, I found it. Someone was saying he had a 169 10-yard split.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's not good.
This is a weird draft pick.
He had a 4.81 RAS score.
Surprised it was that high.
Yeah. We got to ask him, what's the vision with this one?
But this is a pro day only. This is pro day only.
Maybe.
Because he's not in.
Which is even worse, actually.
Yeah, like usually those numbers are a little bit higher.
The most interesting thing to me too about this is like he has no catches. Like, you know what I mean? Like he has 6 catches.
Two guys that McDaniel's drafted that don't impact or don't catch the ball.
Yeah, because backs who just catch the ball are undrafted free agents. Okay.
Yeah,
you can find those guys.
Yeah.
At this rate, they're going to sign 2 of them. So,
yeah, for sure.
Man, this love for running backs that Josh McDaniels has. I didn't know that.
But, he wants to be Herb Perkins' version of Kyle Shanahan.
So, is that what it is? I doubt that. I still think they're going to pass a lot. I still think they're just messing with us. They're going to come out and just pass because I don't see why they wouldn't. So, but
Britton Brown is old too. He was a 6-year guy. COVID eligibility.
Oh wow, he's old too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, thank God this is 7th. See, doesn't this feel better than the 7th round guy? I feel like this feels a lot better.
Yeah,
he does.
That's an interesting one.
It's not us doing Tanner Muse. It could have been Tanner Muse right in the 3rd. That's kind of when I think about it. Like, oh man, this is crazy. But Tanner, we've come from Tanner Muse in the 3rd round. So
it was only up from there.
It was only so it only get better from there. So yeah.
This is true. I guess if that's how you want to look at it, it only gets better than Tanner Muse.
So he says a hard runner, not a dancer, but he's gonna put his head down and get tough yards.
Got to get bigger than 208 then.
Yeah, because I bet there's no way he was 208 and running like that. I bet he tried to lose weight for the combine. I bet, or pro day or whatever. I wonder what his playing weight was.
He's listed at 205 at UCLA.
Oh, really?
On their website, yeah. I thought he would have maybe dropped weight to try to run fast, but no. Those 3 extra pounds made him run pretty slow there. But I don't know. You know, a lot of times too with these pro days, you see a bad pro day.
Yeah.
And it's an injury. You know, they have a hamstring and they try to run through it. So
yeah, that's true. It could be that. BD got a question. Do you think Dave Ziegler was signed Verone McKinley III?
Again, just to reiterate, the only tape that I watched of his, he wasn't targeted. He was just running around in space by himself the entire game. So I have no real clue other than, he looks good in the back pedal. And like the type of player Verone McKinley is, I've heard that he's supposed to be really good. He's like listed in a lot of people's like top 10s and some people's top 5 safeties available. So don't know what the deal is. Matt said before, if you want to just reiterate too, the late add to the Senior Bowl thing, because he didn't look too hot there either.
Yeah, he had a rough day one, like, but again, he kind of came into it like I think, or sorry, he had a rough day 1, which is day 2 for everybody else, and he like had to fly in, so not the ideal circumstance. I think he's smaller, if I remember correctly, and I mean just not that great in man coverage, which is becoming more and more important at the safety position in the NFL. So. I mean, he's a guy that I think is worth it. I think he's got the speed. I don't know. Maybe he did not test well. I can't say I followed him. I know I'm an Oregon fan, but I've been a bad one the last few years.
5'10", 200. Not a great wingspan. Not a great arm length. 35-inch vert. 120-inch broad jump. Those are both like 45.
Yeah, he tested
45th percentile.
Tested terribly. 2.4 RAS score. That's why. There you go.
What's up with Justin Ross?
He's got a back.
Remember?
He's got a neck.
Spine, yeah. He messed up his spine and he missed his whole because he was supposed to be one of the top receivers last year. He was supposed to be like a first, second round guy last year, and then he in spring practice hurt his spine and had to miss all the year, and then this year and at Clemson. Like, sure, part of it he didn't play that well, but Clemson offensively just had a huge struggle. DJ Uiagalelei wasn't what they hoped it was, and all that good stuff. And then he wasn't like overly impressive at the combine or athletically or anything like testing like that. Just a lot of things working against him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you get a bad combine and you have a bad neck, like a neck injury. It's because even like look at DK Metcalf, he had the neck, but he had an incredible combine. Mm-hmm. But even then, people still like he still fell a little bit. Like people were thinking he was going to go a lot earlier than he did. So, yeah, I mean, those two things combined for sure with Justin Ross, we haven't really seen him be the player that he was his freshman year, and was mostly due to the injury, obviously.
I think this is a good question. What do y'all think about 0 guys in the back 7 being drafted?
Shocked.
I think it just says, to me, here's what it says. Unlike Gus Bradley, who likes veterans in his front 7 and then rookies in his back 7 because they play so simple of a coverage plan, I think it kind of signals Patrick Graham, like, we're not doing the simple coverage plan anymore. We don't need rookies back there. We need veterans who can actually execute what we're going to do. So I think that is a good indication, just like the safety position is going to be so complex that maybe they didn't think any of the rookies that were there could pull it off as a rookie. So I think that's kind of what it means. And then, having the young, fresh legs on the defensive interior to, get after the passer a little bit alongside the defensive ends. I think that, you can maybe slot those guys in a little easier and just have them have a much more limited package. Because on the defensive line, you can rotate a group in. You're like, oh, I have this group in. These are the calls I want to call, right? You can do that. You can hide a guy, but a guy in the secondary, you can't really hide him.
Yeah. You can manufacture pass rush. You can't manufacture coverage. Or you can try, but it's harder. A lot harder.
Exactly.
A lot harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Marquise Ball, but I know he got picked up by the Cowboys right now.
Cowboys got him.
Yeah. This guy really wanted Daniel Falele. He's a fan. He's upset about it. Yeah, man. He's upset.
I mean, the whole draft is lame. I mean, Falele, like, I heard DJ breaking him down. And I feel like he did a really good job. Like, I feel like part of it was he's so big that when he gets in his pass sets and he's worried about like getting back there, that he'll overset and then he doesn't have the change of direction to correct himself and gets destroyed on inside counter moves. So that's what we just saw like all week at the Senior Bowl. It was legitimately like I could predict it. Like inside, like once those defensive ends figured it out, there was like 5 in a row that just baited him up the field for their first 3 steps and went right inside, and he let him get in every single time because he couldn't move his feet. I mean, it's a guy that like it's funny. I feel like his weight and his trajectory is really similar to Trent Brown's. Where I don't know if it's like just his like genetic makeup, but like he was up to 400, then kind of came back down. Then if the combine was back, or the Senior Bowl was back up to 387, then got back up to 390. So he kind of just seems like he fluctuates so much. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a guy that, needs to drop down to 360 or 340 or whatever, and he'll still be fine. But maybe that's just not in his genetic makeup.
He was a really big guy the way.
The difference though is Trent Brown was not 380 coming out. Okay.
Yeah. True.
So he got there after he got some NFL money. Okay, look at rookie Trent Brown is like sprinting down the field, blocking down the field. It's not the same guy we knew. Okay, Falele already being like that. Look, he he likes to eat. Okay, and that he's gonna keep that weight on. All right. To my Samoan brothers, my Tongan brothers out there, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you give this guy some money, he's gonna be out there 460 in a heartbeat.
Oh man, but Trent Brown got big with the Raiders. I didn't even remember him being that fat, and then he just got fat with the Raiders in Las Vegas, eating them buffets.
The buffets, that must be what it was.
Hitting them buffets, bro.
That's so funny.
All right. What else we got here, man? Any other fast guys or anything else? Any other players? I don't know. Like, we got this. Chase Garbers, man. Carson Strong got picked up by the Eagles.
Makes sense.
Wow.
So the two guys we were just talking about as free agents got picked up by the Eagles.
Yeah,
Goodrich and Strong.
Here, guys. I got a question for you.
Okay, hold on. Because I like.
Okay,
how come everyone
go ahead.
thinks Jacobs is getting cut or traded next year, but not Kenyon Drake? Exactly. That's actually a good question. Because I still think Kenyon Drake is still there just to teach the language.
Well, I mean, Jacobs can't get traded next year. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
Oh yeah, that's true. Huh?
Yeah, he's not getting traded. Obviously,
they're basically. I think they're gonna do Jacobs. I mean, I don't know how much White we're gonna see this year, but they might give Jacobs just the ball. Just like, here we go.
Yeah,
let's wear you out.
Let's wear you out. Exactly, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think both guys aren't under contract next year, so I don't. Are people talking about them getting traded next year?
I don't think Drake. See Drake.
Yeah,
I just
Drake
don't know
signed a 2 year deal.
Yeah, he can't block, right? So since he can't block, unless they get to play him at wide receiver and run the ball with him, I don't know what their plan is. Even though he is a good gap runner, that's what he does well. He's a good gap runner.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to hit it and go.
Yeah, he's a gap runner. Like that's what he naturally does, and that's why he was good at in Arizona because they ran a ton of gap, and they came over here and they tried to run the outside zone with him and stuff like that, and it didn't work. So now he's back, running gap, and he played in the system. He ran all the wheels and did all that stuff they like to do in the system. He just can't block. He can't block worth nothing, man. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
I mean, do you think they could try, even after restructuring his contract, you think they would try and move him and see if they can get like picks next year or something? Or
I think they could. I think they could try to move him. I think they could move Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake?
Yeah.
Coming off an injury though last year, I doubt it.
Yeah.
It'd be tough. Like a 7th rounder or something like that. Like old running backs have no trade value.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
So I guess to answer the question, that would be why is old running backs don't have trade value, but a young one on a last year rookie deal
on a rookie deal that's more valuable,
would fetch you more in return.
And
if they're going to go by committee, I mean,
then who cares? Right?
Yeah.
So you had a question.
Not saying they'll trade Jacobs, but as far as why the discussion is going.
Yeah.
So each of you guys, real quick, who's your favorite picks so far that the Raiders made?
Mine's Farrell for sure.
I feel like we're all going to say the same. I'll go Matthew Butler just to change it up. I mean, another guy that just a lot of potential, like BD you were talking about. If he can clean up his technique, I think he can be really, really good penetrator. So I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously Farrell for me. That's like I was like watching this. Like, wait a minute, what? This guy's still here?
Oh man!
Wow. Did he like pull out a gun at a school or something like that? Like, why is he still available?
Yeah, I might have did some fist pumps around the house. So I'm not going to confirm that or not, but I might did a couple fist pumps.
Wow.
I was hyped with that. I saw that. I was like,
we got a good one for sure.
Yeah, he's good, bro. That's a good player. That's what I'm saying. I think he's the impact rookie that's going to make some impact plays. Because even let's say Hankins goes down or something like that, he starts playing full time. I think we're going to see a lot of his talent grow. And man, just like I think, because who knows, maybe in a couple of years, man, he actually becomes a good pass rusher because he has that, that get off, and he has the hands and the quickness that you like to see when you have that get off. That maybe he can develop into that later on. So
there's a chance. I think something I noticed with Butler and Farrell, and I'm going to talk about this too. Just to everyone who's listening, 286 people are in here watching. We're going to do a Neil Farrell breakdown. It's going to be a quick one. It's going to be a short one. I'll probably have this posted maybe tonight, tomorrow morning. I'll get that up. And then I'll do a full, a longer breakdown for our premium audience as well. So be on the lookout for that. But one thing I will say about, just like Neil Farrell, his ability to get into the backfield and that get off, I think it created some quick pressure opportunities, right? And Butler also had the quick pressure, at times. And I think that's really what they want. They want to get these quarterbacks off their spot into the clutches of Max Crosby and Chandler Jones out there. They want guys who can, just like real quick, quarterback has to bail at the back of the pocket all of a sudden. And then Max Crosby's all over him. Right. So these guys, I don't think when we talk about pass rush for these defensive tackles, throw the sacks out and everything like that. They're going to get pressures. The defensive ends are going to get the sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, BD, both these dudes are going to be able to make plays with just their get off alone. Like they're going to be able to time up the snap every, those 1 or 2 plays a game where you can just kind of like beat the offensive lineman off the ball and play. They both did that a lot at college. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah. OBJ. Is OBJ still free agent?
Mm-hmm.
That's too many weapons. Man.
Yeah, he is.
That's way too many targets. I mean, you got to get Waller. You got to get Waller and Adams the ball first. Then you got to get rid of some targets. Then you got OG. That's too many. Yeah.
No.
Let's read a pass every time. Which, I mean, yeah, that's what the Chiefs do, I guess. But then they have teams dropping 8 on you in the Super Bowl. It's championship game. All right. I think we're good, guys. I think we're good. Yeah, Farrell did have 24 pressures, too. I remember that. That was a good point. Just for that. He did have 24 pressures.
Yes, and it's not shocking to see that number when you watch the tape, okay?
So I'm saying he has some...
he's living in the backfield, okay?
Yeah. Oh, is that career? Oh, that's career. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, career. Yeah, 24 career pressures for a defensive tackle is pretty darn good.
All right, guys. I think we're good, man.
Yeah, that's it.
We're good. Like I said, we appreciate all you guys coming for the weekend. We had a lot of listeners, especially for my 4-hour one. I might do that more often. Maybe it depends how I'm feeling on a Saturday. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But really enjoyed everything this weekend. Appreciate you guys all listening. You guys already know. Do subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at mholder95, at bdwilliams18, at dmarkjohnnfl. We're gonna keep giving you guys this cool content. Go to the Silver and Black Pride podcast. You can hear the Darren Waller interview there. Check that out. It was rushed, but got some good information in there about like him playing the slot and some of the new routes he's going to be running. So go check that out if you haven't heard it. And anything else? You guys got anything else to say?
I said Raider Nation be cool.
All right, guys. We're out of there.